for the people I decided I was going to coach a bit and help them improve. So, specifically, this is for Brandon, though I saw you play, I believe it was this track right here for about 10 seconds, and I seen so much in that 10 seconds that told me everything I needed to know. So, we're going to go ahead and we're going to do this track for you since this is the one I saw you do. And I'm hoping this helps you out. And you already told me that your control scheme is set up so that your drift and your air dodge is different. So, what I want you to focus on when you race this track is I want you to focus on holding down your drift button and deciding when you release it. Even if you're going straight, that is the biggest thing that I've seen, and you need to be drifting nonstop the entire race and trying to keep your car going. At least I would aim for 700, but for you, you probably maybe to start doing this a little more seriously, 600 would even be a good start. So you want to drift even when you're going straight by hitting your drift button and at least building up the bar on the bottom of your car a little bit, which you'll see in a second when this starts. There's a green bar at the bottom, and you want to... Clearly, you also want to do... I do this, like, little starting boost, but... That green bar is what makes you go fast. You always want your base speed to be over 700 as much as possible. So you're going to just steer into it with the analog stick. Once you hold down the button, that will help you drift too. If you're unaware of that. And then you want to use your boosts during straight areas that can get you past stuff, or during really wide turns so that you get a big wind up of that green bar, which I'll show you when I'm on the second lap here. So, like, that would be a good use of a turbo there. Even though I kind of goofed up a little bit. I missed my secondary there, but, you know, I'm only human too. And I missed a checkpoint, which was pretty embarrassing, but, you know... The whole point of this, driving by yourself too, I kind of find relaxing, and it also will just help you improve, like, just basic controls. The other thing too is you can hold down your drift button when you jump. So you'll notice I still have that green bar filled up. I decide when that's released. I do not let the car decide. I manually hold it down while I'm jumping, and that's one of the big reasons why you want your buttons separated onto two different buttons, because doing that, it will help you doing this, and it will make it, like, easier. So, like, that's gonna get me back up to, like, 788. And then another thing you may be noticing is how am I moving the car like this? When you hold down drift, it gives your car like a little precision, like it gives it like super precision movement. I'm going to show you one other thing too on another track. It took me a while to figure this out. But when you're holding drift down and you're jumping in the air, if you use the analog stick, you can like precision control the car any way you want, and it just gives you an incredible amount of movement that you probably were never aware that you could use the car with. So I'm going to go on the hardest track, in my opinion, in the entire game and show you this, which is Riviera, which I'm sure is a track you probably dread playing for a number of reasons, but I'm going to show you too. The other thing, I'm going to show you the power that this can do and why it's going to help you. But right now, you just need to worry about drifting like all the time. Like all of these cool tricks that you're seeing me do, you will pick that up over time. But right now, for you to even get to that point, to worry about mag flips or anything like that, you really need to be just focusing on drifting. So you'll see how I'm like carrying this green bar over. This is how people go really fast in this game, is they hold it and build it up and then they decide when to release it, and it also gives you more turbos essentially. So see, I'm holding that green bar, I'm holding that green bar, I'm landing, I'm releasing it, I'm going 800 miles an hour, I'm drifting, I'm using precision movements to get through this part. And I like to do this because there's a little speed boost there. You are always faster on the ground no matter what. Even if you make mistakes like that. So like what I want you to focus on is like just basic stuff like this right now. If you do this, you'll be at least in elite rank. Which I'm only right now like 60-something champion, but I don't get to play as much as I used to. But I've already had people calling me streamers even that beat me, saying I was cheating because I basically was beating them pretty consistently today. So all it is just being really good at drifting. I'm not even b-hopping. But the other thing I would encourage you to do is to just play ranked and not even care about your rank, because the rank is going to put you where you actually belong. And I know that everyone, including myself, wants to be like in the top 10, but the people that are in the top 10 have really worked for it. And it's going to require dedication and commitment to improving. And there's a number of ways you can do this. You can just drive the car on the track like this by yourself if you want. You could do casuals if you want. Most people in this game are pretty friendly. See, even I make mistakes too, and those can cost you. But you'll notice that when I'm driving straight, I'm always zigzagging like this to build that bar up. The drift, anytime your car is drifting, you're getting that bar. Now when I land and I let off, well, I screwed it up. It has to be on the ground or it will waste it. So you need to be, like, firmly, solidly on the ground for that to essentially work. And I'll show you Anaconda next, which is a track that, like, will probably be better at explaining some of this stuff on. So the other thing too, like I would say, I would say don't get discouraged and worry about who you're playing against. Only focus on yourself and what you can do, and don't worry about anyone else or what anybody else says. If anyone shit talks you, you could just block them. But most people that play this are actually pretty chill and are willing to help you. So, Anaconda is very curvy and very drift friendly, and probably a great track to practice all this stuff on, along with like day drifting and some of the easier tracks as well. But what I want to see you doing, I want you to send me a video of you playing. I want you to try to just play and like do like 10 consistent races, even if you don't talk, and send it to me so I can watch them. Keep it maybe about make it maybe a 15 or 20-minute video. I don't care if you do casuals or if you do straight up like solo tracks. I just need to see you drive more, and I want to see you trying to apply the drifting more. And at first, it's going to be hard, and you're going to be like, how do I do this? How do I constantly drift? And the answer is you just hold down the button. That's all you gotta do, is just hold down the drift button. You also want to do little tiny drifts to get your speed going, to like really, it like helps you out faster, and then you straighten up essentially. Then track knowledge and all that other stuff will come after you get the drifting down. But the most important thing for you right now is to drift and to keep your base speed at like 700 as much as possible. Another thing you do, it's called chain drifting, where you can drift into drifts. Like, you just hold the button down, but you kind of like, to do that, you kind of like tap it. 1 second. And while you're holding down the drift button, you can steer into the drift. Oh my god, that's like a personal best time for me right there with I've probably got that before, but for a solo track, that's really good. I normally struggle at 152, so like as I'm explaining to this team, I'm even improving. So I hope that this helps you out. And if you have any questions, I'll show you another thing too. The start that I do at the beginning, where I jump up in the air and I flip down at the ground, is something else you can do, and you need to have air roll equipped for that. But I'm just gonna show you my controls. I use PlayStation controls, so you were saying you're on Xbox. I essentially use this a little bit, but I don't do B hops. But the air roll can be helpful to you on the ground if you hit it on L1, like while you're doing like rocket drift with R1, it can help you steer into turns I feel tighter while you're on the ground. That's something else you might want to maybe experiment around with. And let me know, make me that video of like 10 tracks, keep it about 10-20 minutes for me so I can just watch it and give you my feedback, and then I could start talking to you maybe about lines and stuff. But essentially the most important part is drifting, and I don't even know if you know how to pitch across things by holding back if you fly across like a really big hole or something and you just tap the X button a little bit. I guess I'll just do one more track to show you what I'm talking about, because I'm not really sure exactly what your skill level is until I really see you play. But from what I have seen, some of these things might be issues for you. Olympus is the one I'm thinking of. This will be the last track that I kind of show you what I'm talking about. So to fly further too, you want to like think of your car like a jet, and by hitting back or however whatever your controls are set up as for that, for like making the front of your car pitch up like a jet going down for a landing, and then you tap your hover button instead of holding it down so that you can fly further out. But you also want to practice using your air dodge to land on the ground as soon as you can, because you want to be on the road so that you're drifting and building speed up, essentially. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So this is the fast start. Doing that, if you can, which is you jump essentially and you hit the gas when it turns green, and then you air roll a little bit to make your car face like forward, sort of like a catapult. That if you want to try practicing that. I already screwed that up, but this is one of my favorite mag flips here. Except my controller wonked out there a little bit because I'm talking. Another thing you could do when you're going downhill like this, if you jump, you'll get a speed boost too. And another track you can do that on is Mine Mayhem. But you really want to practice holding down drift. And one of the ways to do that is I actually use my middle finger for acceleration and not my index finger, because my index finger is always on the drift button. So this is what I'm talking about. Like, you pitch your car up, but you can't really see it because I'm drifting. I'm sure you probably know how to do that at least. And that's how you do that properly there. But that's a big thing too. You may have to readjust how your hand is on your controller, because your acceleration button should always be pushed down all the way, no matter what. So when I first started playing and I was struggling with Elite back in Season 0, I was using my index finger for accelerating. It just was a habit that I picked up, and that's one of the habits I want to break you of. I want you to use your middle finger to just always hold down the acceleration button, because there's absolutely no reason why that shouldn't be held down at all times. And then you're going to use your index finger to do these precision drifts. I have no idea where I'm going. I think I went backwards. Yeah, I went backwards. That might be something that, like, you're doing. Maybe you're using your index finger to accelerate, which I would advise that being a thing maybe that could help you out with that. And with that said, I hope this helps you out. This is about... see how long this video is I made. My controller's acting up at the moment. No, my controller's like taking pictures, and it should be going to this. There we go. So this was about 20 minutes long, so I'm going to stop it here. I'll let you watch it, and hopefully it helps you